the key trends of the Ukrainian energy market. First and foremost, reforms and liberalization of the market. I consider that Ukraine has conducted a huge step forward during the last 5 years from the perspective of the compliance of the environment where the energy sector is working to the civilized European competitive format. The gas market, liberalization and the solutions this year, the opening of the new market of the wholesale market of electrical energy and unbundling, all of that are the important decisions which were taken by the state, by the government, who agreed and adopted and promoted those solutions by all of the participants of the energy market. And what is doing our branch stronger, more competitive, which makes the market players to fight for the customer, to improve everything what we are doing. I think this is a very important trend, and it is so important for us not to stop and to provide those reforms up to the logical level and to develop on in the reforms. The transformation of the generating capacities, of course, very rapid development of the green generation, and Ukraine has had a very serious momentum and impulse during the last years to develop green generation, is impacting the structure itself of the electrical energy production. Now, the thermal power plants are changing their destination, having their maneuver and reserve of the capacities. And that is what will be developing further on. The more and more the green generation will be emerging in our generation mix. And this is the trend which is there and which we cannot change. The client centricity or client-centeredness, as I've already mentioned, the reformation and the liberalization of the market has put the client, the customer of the electrical services, in the center. And this is what we were trying to achieve for a very long time. Today, the conversation about monopolies which were artificially created is coming to the past. Today, the consumer, for whom we will be competing and fighting, is the most important. Today, the client experience is the most important, and the feedback of our consumers about the quality of the services we are providing. And we consider this is the most important trend for us as Ukraine, when in the center there is the client. The association with the European Union and European Green Deal. In December 2019, the European Union has announced about the unprecedented plan of the decrease of the emissions, which would impact not only the energy sector but the whole structure of the EU economy. They have announced the European Green Deal, the plan up to 2030, which would impact on all of the spheres of economy. And it's so nice that Ukraine is not set aside. Just several days ago, the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has mentioned that our country is ready to take the obligations to reduce the emissions to the level of 36 to 42% of the level of 1990. And this announcement, this statement, is a signal for all of us, first of all, for the energy companies, and also for our colleagues, and altogether, the enterprises which are working in Ukraine in different spheres, to reconstruct their business, their technologies, the approaches to the business management to achieve this aim. Ukraine is very seriously moving on. As I've already mentioned, we have times and times increase of the green generation. We took lots of obligations within the association agreement with the European Union. Today, DTEK is one of the most active conductors of decarbonization, and that is our ambition, to become a leader in decarbonization, at least in our country. And I think that we can't speak about future of Ukraine in the European Union without the most serious attitude to the Green Pact, to the Green Deal of the European Union.